What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. It is Saturday. You know what that means. It's history of. And this week, for the new history, we are doing Catwoman. So, this is episode number 1 of History of Catwoman. This is going to be another fun one. Hope you guys enjoyed the history of Jim Gordon. But yeah, so let's dive in and let's learn more about Selina Kyle, Catwoman. So we start off here with the quote. I have to admit, I've missed this. The adrenaline rush, the action, the knowledge that money stolen is always better than money earned. Catwoman. A nice quote there to start us off for our new episode here. So, starting us off, Selina Kyle is Catwoman, a Gotham City expert thief who crossed paths with Batman on many occasions, having largely left behind her villainous ways. She now operates as a frequent ally of the Bat family. New 52 origin following the cosmic upheavals of the rebirth period, this character's history was revised. So Selina Kyle, we all know her as Catwoman, one of um the most prolific villains and thief heists, everything that you can think of. She's amazing in what she does. And as we know, she has a relationship with Batman there too. So, rebirth origin. Selina is illegitimately daughter of mob boss Carmen Falcone. We've learned that if you read the Catwoman series, we've learned that she is the daughter of Carmen Falcone. She has a half sister, Maggie, and was raised by an alcoholic, Brian Kyle, whom she believed was her father until adulthood. So, yeah, in Catwoman, they also explained Brian Kyle about how she thought he was his father, so he was more her adopted father. So, yeah. Brian habitatly mistreated their mother, Maria, the latter committing suicide when Selina was young, and Brian dying some years later of liver failure due to alcohol. During her childhood, she stole costumes with a gun, which she used to threaten a bunch of bullies, threatening a boy. So yeah, so even in her younger age, she was honing her craft, I like to say, to better herself. So that was pretty cool. She first encountered a disguised Bruce Wayne while on the streets and later became a thief before she was old enough to drink, eventually becoming the Catwoman around the time Bruce first debuted as the vigilante Batman. So her and Bruce kind of debuted each other's altered personalities at the same time, which is kind of cool. Early career. During what would have been known as the War of Jokes and Riddles, in Batman's second year, most criminals picked a side of either Joker or the Riddler against the other. Catwoman was among the few criminals to explicitly refused joining, saying she saw the war as a fool's errand for unsuccessful criminals. Because of this, Catwoman wasn't seen as much as a criminal threat to Batman, though she managed to escape him with a kiss while she robbed the Maroney crime family. So, we all know, even from the comics, that Selina has a way of making Bruce let his guard down, and she's good at it. That's why she is the Catwoman. That's why she can do it, the stuff that she does. But it's kind of cool to see this is where she turned to be that anti-hero when she chose not to pick either side of either the Riddler or the Joker. At some point, Selina attempted to heist aboard a boat where she was fooled by Batman and his new sidekick, Robin. Catwoman would later consider this their first true meeting, as Bruce had fully realized himself as Batman. Catwoman, as well as Joker, Riddler, and the Penguin, was contacted by the designer, a new criminal in Gotham who volunteered to make their weirdest schemes a reality. Catwoman agreed to the deal and asked the designer for a plan to steal Bruce Wayne's fortune. However, the Joker caused the whole deal to fall apart and seemingly killed the designer. And the villains burned down his base to leave no trace. So this is the first I'm hearing of the designer. If you guys know anything about this, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, this is the first I'm hearing about him, and kind of curious about him now. So maybe one of these will be about the designer. Later, Catwoman would abandon her career as Catwoman, attempting to reform. However, a series of newspaper articles ran detailing Batman's greatest cases, and a frustrated Catwoman would return to a life of crime, opening that leopard can't change his spots. Her sister Maggie, however, had led a happy, settled life, though she tried to keep in contact. Black Mask, while chasing Catwoman's fed Maggie, her husband, Simon Burton's eyeballs and turned her insane, which Selina watched in horror. In turn, Selina shot Black Mask in the head, believing him dead. So yeah, this is a kind of cool little history we found out about her and her sister, because we don't get to know much about Maggie, but what Black Mask did, we know Black Mask is twisted, and what he did to Selena's sister, that's unreal too. But yeah, so that is our slides for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. If so, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification button for all the other great videos that we have lined up here as well. And until then, this is Dan, and I hope you guys enjoyed the history of Catwoman, and we'll see you in the next one. Later.